Thank you. Good morning. My name is Cristel Sanchez, and it's truly a pleasure to welcome everybody to our mental health technician graduation. We want to welcome families, graduates, administration, guests, and we want to celebrate this great achievement. This day is about you. It's about celebrating your effort. This class was long and it was arduous and it required a big commitment of time on your part, but you guys committed and succeeded. So we're here to celebrate your perseverance. We also want to thank our administration and the support we always had to put this program together and be able to offer it. And we could not thank our partner, Hill Country MHCD. Since 2024, Hill Country MHCD has sponsored 36 students through this program. Their investment goes beyond this program. It has ripple effects in our community. We really believe that by promoting mental health education, not only are we empowering the mental health workforce, but this has ripple effects in your home life, in your workplace, and in the communities that we live. So we know that the impact is great. We've been doing this since 2024, so we hope to continue and keep bringing these wonderful programs to our community. And we want to encourage you. We want to encourage you to keep going. This is a great accomplishment. We know that this is the beginning, and you can continue, and hopefully you will continue making Southwest Texas College part of your educational journey. So with that, we want to welcome to the stage our keynote speaker that I will be introducing. So she is an educator, counselor, community advocate, and elected school board trustee whose career has been dedicated to serving students, families, and our communities through leadership, integrity, and compassion. She began her career at Southwest Texas College, serving as financial aid advisor, college advisor, career advisor, where she developed a passion for helping students navigate educational opportunities. She later earned her master's degree in counseling and has worked in private practice, nursing homes, migrant education, public schools, and alternative education programs, supporting individuals and families from diverse backgrounds. Beyond her professional career, she has devoted many years to volunteer service through Sacred Heart Catholic Church and other community organizations, believing that meaningful leadership begins with serving others. Following the tragedy of May 24, 2022, she was elected to the Uvalde CISD Board of Trustees, where she has advocated for transparency, accountability, and effective governance and student-centered decision-making. She also worked alongside community members to support healing, educational incentives, and community engagement. Today, she serves migrant students across multiple school districts by conducting educational evaluations and teaches lifespan and development, growth and development, preparing future professionals for a career of service. Her work continues to reflect her belief that leadership is rooted in integrity, collaboration, and commitment to helping others succeed. Please help me welcome to the stage Ms. Jacqueline J. Gonzalez.
Thank you, Crystal. Good morning, everyone. To the graduates, your families, faculty and staff, and everyone who has supported you throughout this journey, I want to thank you for inviting me today on this special occasion. Today is a celebration. It represents late nights of studying, exams, stress, moments of uncertainty, and the determination that brought you here today. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments, and you should be proud of yourselves. Congratulations to all of you. Before we talk about what comes next, I want you to simply enjoy this moment. Take a deep breath, look around the room, and recognize how far you've come and what you've learned. What you have explored in these weeks, a lot of wisdom, theories, techniques, but now comes experience. When I began thinking about what I wanted to share with you today, I realized how each career experience has taught me something different. I realized somewhere along the way that this stopped being just a profession. It was much more meaningful. When I began thinking, it became much more deeper, I'm sorry. Because in the world filled with communication, constant communication, people are still searching for genuine human connection. It is for this reason that I truly believe in this profession. It is within the human connection of being heard and seen that offers them the reassurance that they are not alone. One of the most powerful tools you will ever find is not in a textbook. It's actually in the words you choose. I remember meeting with someone when I fresh out of high school. It was here at the college. And he listened to me for a while, and he said to me, "You sound like you're really depressed." And I remember thinking, depression? What do you mean? I felt like I didn't identify with that word. I left that office thinking, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Years later, after becoming a therapist myself, I finally understood what that moment meant for me. It stayed with me for a while, but it meant that words have a lot of power. Words can open doors and words can close doors. That experience shaped the way I practiced. Even as a licensed professional counselor, I have always been careful about using diagnostic labels. There are times when they're important, but also in times when it can stop things. It can stop progress in therapy. I remember working with one of my clients for several years. We had talked about trauma countless times. One day, I used this word. I used the word molested. And she stopped me and she said, "I never realized that happened to me." She had never fully labeled it as that. And in that moment, I had changed her story by the words that I had chosen. I had to repair that relationship because words can create hope. They can create love, but they can also damage. They can wound. They can create fear. Words matter. And when I talk with clients, I often say we, such as we struggle with anxiety, we struggled with trauma, PTSD. And you're going to notice something when you say the word we. It takes away them feeling accused or feeling on their own. By saying we struggle together, they're no longer alone. You're a team. Be intentional with the words you choose, because what seems like a simple sentence to you may become something a person carries for years, just like that word depression was for me. I remember working with a young man who dropped out of school and had become involved with drugs and the juvenile justice system. Many people looked at his behavior and saw poor choices. Those choices were real, but as I listened, I discovered his story. This life had been introduced to him at 9 years of age. At 9 years old, we don't have the capacity to comprehend. That was a story that he was given, and he carried on. Many of the people that you will be faced with will also have that, carried on generations of stories that they are living out. It reminds me that there's always something more behind it. Sometimes we may not know what it is. Sometimes we may. But learning to recognize that there's more beneath the surface changes the way we respond. It kind of reminds me of the river right now. On the surface, it looks beautiful and clear. But every now and then you notice a small swirl, a ripple. And something subtly tells us there's something happening underneath that surface. As mental health professionals, we learn to pay attention to those ripples, not because we know what they mean, but because it reminds us to stay curious and to not stop before reaching a conclusion. As mental health technicians, many of you will become the first face someone sees when they enter your office. I want you to think about this for a moment. For some people, it took months, maybe years, to sum up the courage to walk through that door. They have rehearsed what they're going to say over and over again. They finally arrive, and before they have met you, they decide to tell you, I'm going through so much. They start pouring it out. I've gone through so much. My marriage is falling apart. My anxiety is out of control. It would be easy to respond, okay, have a seat. Someone will be with you. But imagine something different. Imagine taking 30 seconds to look that person in the eyes and simply say, I'm sorry you're going through that. We're here for you. And in that moment, you've now changed someone that feels alone to feel like a team. And now they're ready to work. And that's where healing begins. It's in that moment they no longer carry the burden by themselves. Never underestimate those seconds. Never underestimate the power of compassion. Never underestimate what it means to simply acknowledge another human being. If I could leave you with one thought as you begin this profession, it would be this. Never underestimate the value of simply being present. Sometimes the power of we transforms despair into hope. This profession is incredibly meaningful. It's also emotionally demanding. You must take care of yourself, take care of your mind, your soul, your spirit, and your relationships. Because the healthier you, the more present you are, the more present you will be for someone else. Graduates, today you receive the certificate, but tomorrow someone's going to trust you with their darkest secrets, their deepest troubles. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to have every answer, and you don't have to fix their problems, but you can be present. You can choose compassion. You can choose your words carefully, and you can choose to look beyond what you see first. And you can remind another human being that they are no longer alone. Sometimes these simple moments become the beginning of healing. I want to congratulate you, class of 2026. May God bless you all, and know that you continue to grow in knowledge and wisdom, and that your heart always stays in the service. Thank you all so much.
Another big round of applause to Ms. Jacqueline J. Gonzalez. Thank you. With that, we're going to welcome to the stage our class representative, Ms. Cristina Garcia.
I'm nervous. Good morning, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the Mental Health Technician Certification class. It is an absolute honor to stand here before all of you today. A year ago, I would have never imagined being here, but I am deeply blessed and grateful. When my teacher asked me to be the class representative, I was not quite sure what that entailed. When I asked what I should say, she simply replied, just talk about why you chose the class, what you learned, and what mental health means to you. It's pretty simple, right? This program opened my eyes to a brighter future and gave me the encouragement to want more for myself. I began my healing journey about 8 years ago. For a long time, I did not understand my purpose or why I was here. A heavy feeling to sit with. However, I prayed to find it one day, knowing we are all placed on this earth for a reason. Through this class, absorbing all the knowledge and history, I finally realized this is my purpose: to contribute to the mental health community and help individuals who are lost, misunderstood, and fighting for an illness they do not understand. When my classmate Gracie first mentioned the class to me, a switch turned on, and I knew this was my true beginning of my career path. This journey opened my mind to the deep history of mental health, from early misunderstandings to the crusaders who fought for vital acts and better facilities, to the pioneers like Clifford Beers. After attempting suicide and spending 3 years in psychiatric wards, Beers experienced firsthand the mistreatment of patients. He wrote a volume that found itself a book that fundamentally changed how mental health facilities operate. Beyond history, this class gave us a clearer understanding of the human experience, navigating dementia, Alzheimer's, and elderly patients, recognizing the profound weight of schizophrenia, supporting young adolescents facing homelessness, depression, and anxiety, understanding the true stages of grief and how they uniquely affect each individual. Looking ahead, my prayer is that my contribution to this field makes a meaningful impact. I plan to pursue a career in psychology and become a caseworker for adolescents. I believe our children are our future, and if I can help make a difference in even one young life, I will know this was my purpose all along. Thank you, Ms. Rosino, and thank you to my classmates for making this journey so rewarding. I pray I pass again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Cristina Garcia, for those beautiful words. So with that, we would like to invite to the stage our school administration, our distinguished guests, to help us present the certificates of completion. Ms. Rosina. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Maricino Jose, and I am the coordinator for the program. Thank you for being here. Okay, so our first graduate is Cristina Garcia. Fátima Garcia. Yesenia Guerrero. Gracie Gutierrez. Ángela Muñoz. Ebra Sánchez. And Santa Villarreal. Congratulations on your achievement.
We also want to mention some students that weren't able to be here for different reasons. Ms. Diana Pastrana, she also completed successfully. Ms. Marlene Ramirez, for either work or personal reasons, they couldn't be here today. And Mr. Manuel Roman, he is the captain of fire. He is the fire captain in Eagle Pass. He took this class as part of his professional development. He loved it, and he couldn't be here today because he's doing his job in Eagle Pass as the captain of fire. But we know that he's very proud of the work he did, and we're very proud of him and happy that he made the decision to take the class. So with that, we are going to welcome to the stage our instructor, who we are very grateful for, because she has done an extraordinary job, Ms. Rosina Salas.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm the instructor. My name is Rosina Salas. I've been doing this since 2024, and I'm so grateful to be here in front of everybody, in front of my students that I was blessed enough to be part of for the last 4 months, and we completed 143 hours together. So it was Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Yes, so they got the privilege to hear me for 3 hours straight. I don't know if it's a privilege, but they did it. So I want to thank them for being here, and I wrote some little words of encouragement for them. Today we celebrate more than the completion of a course. We celebrate your commitment, making a difference in the lives of others. I want you to know how proud I am of each and every one of you. By choosing to complete this mental health course, you have taken an important step toward becoming an advocate for understanding, compassion, and hope. The knowledge and skills you've gained are valuable, but we will make the greatest impact is the empathy and respect you bring to everyone you encounter. Remember that behind every diagnosis is a human being, a person with dreams, fears, challenges, and strengths. Your role is not simply to understand mental health, but to help create a world where people feel seen, heard, and supported without judgment. As you move forward, I encourage you to continue learning, asking questions, and leading with kindness. Never underestimate the power of listening and offering encouragement or simply being present for somebody who is struggling. Sometimes those small acts of compassion can change your life. Thank you for your dedication, your hard work, and your willingness to grow throughout this course. It's been a privilege to be your instructor, and I have every confidence that you will use what you've learned to make a positive impact in your families, your workplace, and your communities. This is an accomplishment to be proud of, and I hope you leave here today inspired to continue and making a difference. One person, one conversation, and one act of kindness at a time. And to add more to it, these students, we learn from each other. We learn things that sometimes they didn't want to share, but the insightfulness of this course and 3 hours spending together, they were strangers. Now they message, they text, they encourage each other, and it is like a big therapy session every 3 hours that we would spend together. So we learned a lot from each other. We learned a lot of struggles that we go through, but they still made it a point to be there, be for each other, encourage each other. There was only one male, and this captain and this girls made his life so interesting for those 3 hours. And I'm sorry that he wasn't here because he was always like, Santa would always like, Manuel, say something. And he's like, okay, yes. So it was I loved the 143 hours I spent with you guys. And even though they went through the flood, they were still present for class. And they would text and they would call each other to check on each other. So this is more than a course. It's like they develop friendships. And I'm going to miss him. I don't know what I'm going to do now that you guys are going to be free to be whatever you guys want to do. So thank you, and I wish you the best. And it's not a goodbye. I'm always present, and I'm always here for you girls. So thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you once again to Ms. Rosina Salas. So big round of applause for our class. And this concludes our ceremony. We would like to invite our graduates and our distinguished guests to join us on stage for a group picture. And then you're welcome to take pictures with your families on stage. Thank you.